Hi there, my name's Nick Dutch, and some of you people know I try and present about like the occult, the supernatural, and the rest of that kind of stuff here on this YouTube channel, as well as God knows what other subjects I feel like at the time, because this is my YouTube channel, so I'll do what I see fit. But I received this email, this private message on YouTube, and it was quite interesting, so what I thought I'd do is I'll go through it and I'll add my own information. I'm not doing this to criticize the email, because the email itself is actually really rather good, basically. And it's about a subject that I've been thinking about rather a lot, because recently I've joined a pagan group, and we had a discussion on this one particular subject anyway. So this kind of like, I've been thinking about it a bit more, so here we go. The title of the email, or private message, is The Science of Meditation Essential for Astral Projection. It says here, "Hello, my friend. I have been watching your videos lately. You bring up some good points. The thing which most interests me is in astral projection. Over the past 7 to 8 months, I have been trying to induce waking sleep paralysis so I can be fully conscious when attempting to separate from my physical body. So far, it's been the hardest endeavor of my life." Yeah, it is hard. I mean, from my personal experience, there's different types of astral projection type thing. Some of them occur through what you might possibly call a path-working exercise, namely a very deep meditative state, and visualizing yourself leaving your physical body. So it's not a conscious, what you might call a proper or a conscious astral projection, whereby you experience yourself just as awake as you are, like right now when you're watching this, and just as in the body as you would when you're watching this, but you're in your spirit body and not in your physical body. Those are very rare. And trying to get those 100% reliably are very difficult. So you might as well experiment with the more path-working orientated ones first, and try and do that obsessively, and to see whether that can actually help you. And then if you can add other suggestions into the mix, you may then be able to make it so that you wake up once you've already got out of your body. Which is, this is tricky, and yes, it's a bit of a head game to try and get it working right, so to speak. But it can happen, so carry on playing around. The message goes on. "The way I see it, inducing sleep paralysis is the only way to explore the astral realm on a daily basis." No, I would disagree, and I'll refer the Right Honourable Gentleman to the statement I made a few moments ago. Namely, there does appear to be different levels or different types of astral projection type experiences, and just when you're lying down with your eyes closed in a very deep meditative state but keeping some awareness and visualizing yourself physically, levitating upwards and moving outwards and then writing, does seem to have a effect. It's not the same kind of like I'm totally awake, I'm totally out of myself kind of thing, but it is, I suppose it's a perception and training exercise, maybe, I don't know, but sometimes you can get other things popping through to your visualization when you're in that meditative state, which does seem to imply, and I'm using the word imply quite loosely here, but it does seem to imply that you have done something and you are projected. Okay, the message goes on. "I know it has a lot to do with melatonin from the pineal gland, so I heard your levels are high around 3 AM and 6 AM. I have never gotten fully awakened sleep paralysis. When I've gotten close, it seems to come in waves, and when it does, the hormone distribution through the body, you can feel your own heart pounding." Whichever state you feel you can do this in, it's difficult to describe. With me, it's a state of vertigo I try and instigate, and I try and meditate upon the state of mind of vertigo. The message continues. Question: "Does it usually take hours to fully paralyze the body with this technique?" You're paralyzed when you're asleep. Try and do this through sleep, but trying to maintain your consciousness. Silver Muldoon said things like, watch yourself as you go to sleep. Pay attention to how you feel inside, and trying to maintain your consciousness to the last moment, and at that point then you try your projection. The message goes on. "Does one have to experience several waves of melatonin distribution before they are entirely paralyzed?" I don't know. I don't know whether this is a melatonin distribution hormonal release that you are experiencing, and realistically I don't think that you know that either. I don't think you've had a doctor sort of shoving needles into your brain and measuring the hormones which are put out in you when you're experiencing these little waves. So I don't know. I don't think we can know. And if we don't know something, we have to say that we don't know, rather than turning around and say, well, it's down to I'm experiencing a melatonin wave distribution of the thing right now. Okay? Relax. That's what it's about. Relax. Visualize. Explore. Experiment. See what you can do. And it's not something that you can reliably do at will. It is affected by the state of your body, whether you've got any allergies or nutritional problems, whether you've got a fever at the time, how tired you are, how much you're actually able to concentrate as a result of your health, nutrition, diet, and all that kind of other fun stuff. And there's no way of guaranteeing you're ever going to be able to reliably do it 110% of the time. You've just got to get that clear inside your head. Basically, all I do is relax my muscles, wait until I start to feel my limbs getting numb, focus on something in my mind, and keep my tongue and jaw fully slack, and try not to move even my eyes. I think you're focusing too much on the physical, and you're not focusing enough on the psychological. Alright, I mean, if you don't have... how should I put this? It's easier to think about trying different forms of relaxation. Yes, and I think you're doing that already, which is good. But try and focus more on visualization with relaxation, because that's more important. The astral body is supposed to go up horizontal to the sleeping body or resting body, then move across a fair distance, and then right itself and stand on its own 2 feet before it can start walking around the world. So bear that in mind. The message goes on. My breathing is well timed and synchronized. I must be making a fatal error because it always results in failure. Well, the fatal error is you're stressing yourself out too much about your body, and you're not thinking enough about your mind. And you're not trying to reach that gamma brainwave frequency, which people associate with the early stage of astral projection, that stage of vertigo I was talking about, that state of mind of vertigo. If you can imagine that, if you can build that up inside you whilst you're relaxing, you're more likely to be able to visualize yourself leaving your physical body. That's what I've found. And to get some sensations of moving out, or sort of feeling like your body is jiggling or moving slightly out, sliding this way or that way, which is quite a weird sensation, but these things can happen. Also bear in mind, the Silver Muldoon spoke about a cable coming from the back of the astral being's head and connecting to either the front of the astral being's head or the solar plexus on the astral being's body, just beneath where the ribs divide. So think about visualizing the astral cable and seeing how that helps. Silver Muldoon spoke about trying to feel your pulse at the back of your head when you're in your meditation, so that you're, as it were, feeling the presence of the astral cable. That helps as well. Or visualizing a 5-pointed star spinning to try and give you that dizzy feeling. That dizzy feeling is really important. Alright, if you visualize a 5-pointed star turning, just identify in your mind the star with your head, your arms, and your legs. Okay, 5 points of a star, you've got 2 arms, you've got a head, you've got 2 legs. That's symbolically your 5-pointed star. Visualize that spinning. Try and generate that vertigo state of mind. It now says how to prepare for an AP, an astral projection. Yeah, you've got to be relaxed. Number 2, you're stressing yourself out a lot. You can't do this when you're stressing yourself out. This is not like motor mechanics. You don't have, all the components, you put them together and hey presto, you get a reliable engine that works. It's much more relaxation, visualization, meditation, tranquility. Silver Muldoon suggested you lie on your right hand side or you lie on your back. Alright, but whichever is most comfortable. And you do your visualization so you can be relaxed and alert. The message goes on. I'm considering learning meditation because I heard it alleviates the discomfort of attempting this as your mind is elsewhere. Perhaps this is the key. Yeah. Meditation is the important thing, because everything of a spiritual or spiritualist nature or occult nature has a strong religious component. And that strong religious component is mind alteration, and you've got to learn how to alter your own mind. And the way you do that is through learning meditation, and I also use prayer, which is also mind altering if you can do it enough. Unless you've got epilepsy or migraine or any other form of seizure complaint, for instance, such as a heart condition, you can get yourself a mind machine, a strobe light electronic device that instigates meditative states without you having to do all the work, so you can know what those states of mind feel like. And so you can try and use concentration in a relaxed state to try and bring about those moods, basically. Damien says, thanks for all your information. You've already offered me many others. Sorry about the length of this and the amount of questions. Well, what I hope I've done there is to answer the questions for you. Okay, you're someone who's very eager. You're someone who wants a result. Maybe you've had lots of people turning around to you and saying, it works, which by now you'll probably know is a phrase that I despise, because it's disingenuous. There's no such thing as a result which can be turned on and turned off at will. I have had no experiences which corroborate that. You have to think about your body, you have to think about your health or your ability to be able to meditate and concentrate at the time, to be able to achieve any of this weird heebie-jeebie stuff. Just chill. Start relaxing more and stop thinking that this is like motor mechanics, because it isn't. Do learn meditation, have a look out for a mind machine, explore different forms of meditation and play around with it. Okay, this is like, it's a lifelong task, because this is a variety of skill which you might, or experience which you might want to generate at any time in your life. I'll just quickly throw your way that Silver Muldoon also said that falling dreams is when your astral body reconnects with your physical. Okay, so try and think about the visualizing or feeling the sensation of flying, and maybe that can help you to open up and float away. Alright? And the rest of it realistically is just down to experimentation and experience really. There's nothing which is quite so hard and fast. It's been a massive illusion that's been given to the world thanks to the popular media, thanks to science fiction and like the horror channel and the sci-fi channel and Buffy the Blooming Vampire Slayer, that makes people think the results from any weird heebie-jeebie stuff is quite so quick, easy and clear-cut. Nothing is. So experiment, explore, and remember to breathe. Nick Dutch signing out for now. God bless.